Just when France looked like they were entering a transition phase, players aging, leadership questions rising, and critics whispering about a post-Mbappe future, something shifted quietly. Now, 2 decades after their 1998 World Cup triumph and 4 years after heartbreak in the 2022 final, France are back, not to contend, but to dominate. And if the rest of the world isn't careful, the 2026 World Cup may become France's final evolution into an unbeatable machine, because it will be the right time to come back for Kylian Mbappe. Despite the passage of time, the core of France's golden era is still intact. Kylian Mbappe at 27 is no longer just a superstar. He's a seasoned leader, a World Cup winner, a World Cup finalist, and now the captain of a team built around him. His speed, still elite. His finishing, even sharper. But what truly separates this version of Mbappe is his maturity. He no longer chases the spotlight. He is the spotlight. Behind him, France has balance across every line. In midfield, Aurélien Tchouameni has stepped into the engine role, dictating play with the control of a veteran and the energy of a rising star. Alongside him, Eduardo Camavinga brings versatility, able to press, defend, create, and cover every blade of grass. Together, they've formed one of the most complete midfield duos in world football. And they're not alone. Youssouf Fofana offers drive and aggression. Warren Zaire-Emery, just 20, is already PSG's heartbeat. Press-resistant, visionary, and fearless. And then there's Adrien Rabiot, the calm head who bridges generations. Always available, always composed. In defense, it's experience and youth, hand in hand. Dayot Upamecano and Ibrahima Konate are now among the best center-back pairings in football. Quick, powerful, and tactically disciplined. William Saliba has grown into a defensive titan with Arsenal, and Jules Koundé, still just 27, is France's go-to utility man, equally adept at full-back or center-back. On the flanks, Theo Hernandez offers pace and directness on the left, while Benjamin Pavard, Malo Gusto, and Jonathan Klaus rotate effectively on the right. In goal, Mike Maignan has fully taken over from Hugo Lloris, and many believe he's even better. A shot stopper with elite distribution, Maignan is the modern goalkeeper personified. And then there's the attack. Kingsley Coman, Randall Kolo Muani, Ousmane Dembele, Marcus Thuram, Bradley Barcola. Each brings something unique, whether it's Dembele's chaos, Coman's delivery, or Barcola's fresh spark. But above them all is one constant: Mbappe, the finisher, the leader, the game breaker. This France team didn't need to rebuild. They just reloaded. Criticize Deschamps all you want. Call him pragmatic, conservative, uninspiring. But here's what you can't call him: unsuccessful. In 12 years at the helm, Deschamps has done what most managers only dream of. A World Cup title in 2018, a World Cup final in 2022, a Nations League trophy, Euro final appearances, knockout consistency, big match excellence. His style may not be beautiful, but it's brutally effective. In a world obsessed with systems and pressing patterns, Deschamps values structure, clarity, and hierarchy. His players don't just play, they execute. Everyone knows their role. Everyone defends. Everyone sacrifices subtle changes, more fluid midfield rotations, inverted fullbacks, a willingness to switch between a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3 depending on the opponent. He's still Deschamps, but this version is leaner, smarter, and just a little more daring. He doesn't care about being loved. He cares about being feared. And heading into 2026, France doesn't look like a team playing to win. They look like a team playing to finish what they started. Let's rewind. It's December 2022, the World Cup final, France versus Argentina, a match for the ages. For 80 minutes, France were lifeless. For 40, they were relentless. Mbappe scored a hat trick. They dragged Argentina to penalties, and still, They lost, painfully, tragically, but the world forgot something. That was not France at full power. No Kanté, no Pogba, no Benzema, injuries everywhere, players fatigued, and yet they still made it to the very last kick. Since that night, a different energy has pulsed through this squad. They don't want revenge, they want closure, because that final wasn't a failure. It was a warning shot. Even with half their weapons, France nearly won the World Cup again. And now those weapons are back, refined, hardened. The 2022 final wasn't the end of something. It was the beginning of something terrifying. But this isn't a coronation. France has challenges, big ones. First, their front line lacks a pure number 9. Olivier Giroud, their record goal scorer, has retired. Marcus Thuram and Kolo Muani are physical, intelligent players, but neither has shown consistent clinical edge. Mbappe can play centrally, but he prefers the freedom of the left. That imbalance remains. Then there's the risk of complacency. Deschamps has been manager since 2012. This squad has seen it all: titles, losses, pressure. In tournaments, hunger often beats quality. France can't afford to coast. And finally, there's the locker room dynamic. With stars like Mbappe, Dembele, and Camavinga, egos must be managed. So far, Deschamps has succeeded. But one misstep, one disagreement, one controversial lineup could ignite tension. France may be the most talented squad in the world, but talent doesn't win on its own. This is not just France's World Cup, it's Mbappe's. At 27, he's entering his peak, already with more World Cup goals than Messi had at that age, already a global icon, already on the Mount Rushmore of modern football, but he knows what's missing: immortality. A second World Cup would put him in the conversation with Pelé. It would silence, but he never won a Euro crowd. It would complete his transformation from generational talent to generational ruler. Mbappe doesn't just want to win, he wants to dominate, to score in every game, to lift the trophy, to finish what started in 2018 and echoed in 2022. He's not just chasing greatness, he's chasing legacy. And France, whether they admit it or not, is following his lead. So here we are. The 2026 World Cup looms. Can France win it? Absolutely. They have depth in every position. They have one of the most successful managers in international football. They have Mbappe, and they have a chip on their shoulder. But here's the truth. This might be their last chance with this version of the squad. Deschamps won't be around for forever. Some veterans, Griezmann, Giroud, now retired, and even Pavard, may fade. The next generation is promising, but untested. The window is closing, slowly but surely, and that makes 2026 more than just a tournament. It's a final mission, a chance to avenge 2022, a chance to immortalize Mbappe, a chance to prove that the best team of the last decade is still the best team now. France may not be perfect, but they are powerful. The world may not be ready for how dominant they'll look with the trophy in hand.